Well, it's getting late. Midnight hour approaches. Maybe tonight we'll do something different on the channel. Instead of cracking a pack, we'll just read some old-timey children fairy tale type poetry. Good old Robert Louis Stevenson. Let's see. I got a favorite. Hey, look at that. Throne of Eldraine. How about that? Well, you know what? I was kind of tired, but seeing that great art bouncing off there, might as well crack it open, right? I think what are we going for here? The Great Henge, I think, is the big money chase card in here, the value card, if you will. Let's see what we got. We got no table required. Is what we've got, because we're cracking packs, and I'm a fool. So we'll put that off to the side. We got a very cool Michael McDowell looking Blackwater style swamp. That is a high quality swamp. The print looks a little off. I'm gonna try to hold it flat. Does it look a little cockeyed? Maybe that's just me. Anyway, we got a swamp. We'll lay them down there. It's gonna catch the light. We'll just stack them to the back. We got a nice background this time anyway, right? Dance of the Manse. Oh, I love anytime somebody calls a mansion a manse. Cool. What's our rare right there on the top? So yet another pack where I ruin everything from the very first. It's a nice one though. Sorcerer's Broom. Now we're talking, man. I almost, beyond the Great Henge, I almost wanted to buy some Lorcana cards. I'm not interested in playing it or collecting it, but there are just a few cards from that game that I think would be cool. They'd kind of fit in a Magic set, if you made some proxies for them with them on them, or something like the Broom from the Sorcerer's Apprentice, or the Phantom Blot, or Magic at the Spell. But Sorcerer's Broom is pretty neat. I guess the rest of this doesn't really matter since we know we didn't pull the Great Henge. Resolute Rider. Human Knight. That's an interesting, a 4-drop, but it's either black or white. Gains lifelink until end of turn. Indestructible until end of turn. Wow. Don't destroy it. Respect the Wilds. Certainly. Fear them? No. That is cool, man. I like that. There's our favorite stock art background making an appearance, but I do like the pumpkin carriage. I love the fairy tale aspect of this. I was hoping we'd find a showcase in here of anything, really. I love that storybook showcase art so much. That's why I wanted to pick one of these up and see if we could pull it. But don't worry, we're going to get another chance pretty soon here down the road if this one doesn't pan out. A lot of expensive cards so far. That was a 5. Here's a 4. The Vantress Paladin. Human Knight. Dude riding an owl, riding away from a straight up House of the Dragon sized dragon. That is cool. I love the art on that. I love the armor on that owl. Lost Legion, Spirit Knight. Yeah, wow, that is good looking. They did a good job on the ghost art, making it look better than that spirit token we opened the other day in Kaldheim. That was a little... I'm not accusing them of AI in 2021, but that was kind of low effort. This, on the other hand, is gorgeous. Scorching Dragonfire. I love the art for this. I've always loved the art for Scorching Dragonfire. That is as classic as it gets, man. That belongs on the dust jacket of an underrated 1970s underground dark fantasy book. That is beautiful. Oh, man. That is dark. As the blaze raced toward her, Sir Amyril closed her eyes and pictured Castle Ardenvale, so her last thoughts would be of home. And yes, I slipped into an accent there at the end. Gingerbread cabin. It wouldn't be a fairy tale without a good old gingerbread cabin. Delicious to look at. Fun to build around the holidays. Nothing good ever happens in a gingerbread cabin. I would love for them to make a gingerbread cabin in the woods. Knock at the gingerbread cabin. Fell the pheasant. Going on the hunt. The royal hunt with Sir Grenfire. 5 damage to target creature with flying. Not bad. That would be handy right now with all these dragons flying around from Tarkir, am I right? It's a real possibility. Hey, you gotta give some to get some. That is really nice art with this, the thorny beanstalk going on there. I like that for Thrill of Possibility. Wildwood Tracker. Just an elf and his fox. This would go right at home with all those Kaldheim cards we pulled last time. This one was wearing shoes made of glass. She'll be no ordinary prey. It would probably behoove me before making any of these videos to actually look up some of the lore about the magic story that we'll be opening cards from. I wondered when we were going to find a fairy, Tome Raider, closer to the back, unfortunately. There's your blue-haired goth girl. There's your blue-haired fae girl, everybody. Force find provisions, yes. To the king, to the circle, and to the realm, and to not dine. From whatever is going on back there. It looks like a bat horror, if I had to guess, and we were playing Duskmourn. House down. Hell yeah. Right on, man. What a great name for a card to pull that from, obviously, the great, classic Three Little Pigs, but the wolf art and the tornado just ripping everything to hell. Cyclone of destruction. Oh my god, I love that. That is cool. I like that a lot. That's funny. I like it when they can kind of poke fun at the thing that they're using as a theme, but then also, bring it full circle with just fucking phenomenal wolf art. That is another gorgeous piece, like Scorching Dragonfire. Back to our swamp. Well, folks, unfortunately, the only storybook sketches we're going to be seeing are these fantastical backgrounds and this old copy of Children's Garden of Verses that I have, but don't worry. That won't be our last trip into the Throne or Wilds of Eldraine, not if I have anything to say about it. So remember the moral of the story, kids. When you venture into the woods with a pocket full of breadcrumbs, take a pack along with you. And there's no sense leaving it uncracked. First of all, that's for cowards. Second of all, a witch might whisk you away, jam you in the oven at the gingerbread house, and then you're always going to be left wondering. Your last thoughts won't be of home. They'll be wondering, what was in that pack? Did I miss out on that serialized? Till next time, peace.